All right, let's look at what functions are. And sometimes we might be given a table with a bunch of x's and y's. So remember, each x relates to that y that it's connected to, and these would be points on a graph. So in order for a graph to be considered a function, the x values cannot repeat. So when we are asked if something is a function, we are looking at the x values. So if we're given a table, go to the x column, and if any of these numbers are the same, then it's not a function. So you can see this is all negative 13. Those are all the same. It's not a function. All right, we got negative 6, negative 1, negative 1, 10. Negative 1 is repeating, so that's not a function. 1, 3, 7, 12, those are all unique numbers. So that one has to be a function. If we look at J, we got 2 zeros, so that's definitely not a function. And it's as easy as that. So let's look at this. This one says, which table does not show a function? So read your question. So this one wants to know which one has repeating x values. So this one's 110, 18, 15, 14, 12. Those are all unique. So that one is a function. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That one is a function. Negative 0.2, 0.6, negative 1.3, 1, negative 2.1, negative 0.2. Those are repeating, so this one is not a function. Let's just check J, negative 24, 21, 24, negative 27, 29. That one is a function. So that's not what we were looking for. Question 3, which table represents y as a function of x? That's just another way of saying it. This time our table is this way. We're still just looking at that x column, which your x column is either going to be on top or on the left-hand side. So we want to know which one is a function. So we're looking for where x does not repeat. Negative 5, 3, negative 5. That one's not a function. 6, negative 6, 8, negative 8. Those are all different numbers. That one's our function. I'm going to go ahead and check. We got negative 3 and negative 3 and 1 and 1. Those are definitely that's definitely not a function, and those are all 2. So you'll see here my y's repeat. It doesn't matter. It does not matter about my y's. All right. The other thing we could look at for functions is we are given a function, and then we're saying, what is the value of f of negative 8? So what this is saying is generally we write this as a y equals 6, open parentheses, 1 minus x, this. So what this is saying is, what's this number going to be? What's this y going to be if my x, this is my x value, is negative 8? So you can do this 2 ways. One of the easier ways of doing this is just replacing with x with the value given. So we can do 6, open parentheses, 1 minus, we're given negative 8. That's where I see my x value. I need a calculator for this. So then I'm just finding the value. So I've got 6, open parentheses, 1 minus negative 8, and that gives me 54. So this equals 54. So if it's a numerical response, I'm going to do positive 5, 4. You'll just type it in on the computer. Another way of doing this, so this is one way. Another method would be to graph it. Menu, home, go over to home, go over to the graph, delete what's in there. menu 31, and I'm typing in everything after the equal sign. So 6 open parentheses 1 minus x. And I see my graph. And then I go to menu 7, which is my table. And then I scroll up come on. I scroll up so that this column right here until I get to -8. And that is 54. It's hard to see. Sorry, I got my lights off. But that's 54. So either way works. And you can always do one way and then check it the other way. So number 5, if p of x equals 5, open parentheses, x squared plus 1, close parentheses, plus 16, what is the value of p of 11? So this is saying what is y when our x is 11? So 5, 11 squared plus 1 plus 16. What does that equal? So I'm going to go back to my calculate page. 5, open parentheses, 11 squared plus 1, close parentheses, plus 16. And that says 626. All right, we might also see these as word problems. Baker determined the annual profit in dollars from selling pies using P of n equals 52n minus 0.05n squared, where n is the number of pies sold. So the number of pies sold. What is the annual profit if the baker sells 400 pies? So this just means that if n is 400, so how much money are we going to make if we replace n with 400 minus 0.05, 400 squared? So I'm just typing that in. 52, open parentheses, 400 minus 0.05, 400 squared. And that is 12,800, which is G.